My name is Chris Thomas. I'm just an ordinary office worker. The only special thing about me is that my dad is the leader of the Thomas Group, a Yakuza gang. He runs various businesses, and to me, being a Yakuza leader is just his secret identity. Honestly, entrepreneur might be a better description. I also have an older brother, but we're not blood related. Dad remarried, and his new wife's son became my brother. Unlike me, my brother is a bit of a scaredy cat, but he's always been kind, smart, and, above all, my biggest supporter, no matter how hopeless I might seem. That same brother is now a company executive. I've always admired him. He recently got a girlfriend, and after a short relationship, she insisted on an engagement, so he decided to marry her. And today is his wedding day. I went to the venue with my dad and mom. Since we arrived a bit early, we waited at the venue until the ceremony began. Oh, I can smell that poor person's stench. I hate poverty. What if it's contagious or something, like a poor vibe or whatever? That guy may have money, but he still reeks of poverty. I guess deep down, he's just a poor guy after all, right? I overheard Susan Jones, my brother's fiancé, talking on the phone with someone. Hey, what was that just now? Don't tell me you're talking about my brother. Oh, I didn't realize you were here. That explains the poor person's stench. What? What's that supposed to mean? What do you think it means? It means your family reeks of poverty, and it's super obvious. Do us all a favor and try not to let that smell waft around too much, okay? Are you mocking my family? You're like a completely different person. Is this your true self? Mocking you. I'm just being honest about what I think. It's normal for family members to be upfront with each other, right? What do you mean by true self? You're making it sound like I'm two-faced or something. I'm your brother's fiancé, you know. Are you sure it's okay to talk to me like that? I don't think your brother would stay quiet about this. That's pretty rude of you. Dad, are you seriously just going to stay quiet? Aren't you angry about this insult? Of course I'm angry. That's all you've got. Say something to this woman. Excuse me, but this is my wedding day. Could you stop trying to steal the spotlight, family or not? Anyone who tries to ruin this day won't be forgiven. Do you realize I'm marrying a super rich CEO? It's such a power move. There'll be a ton of petty women here, and they'll all be jealous when they see me. Not that any of them could ever hope to be like me, of course. Now, I'd better go make some final preparations. By the way, what are you still doing here? Why don't you just leave already? What are you even talking about? We're my brother's family. Of course, we're supposed to be here. That's what I'm saying. When you're here, the poor person's stench just spreads everywhere. With that, the fiancé walked right up to my dad. Ha, get lost, you middle school dropout geezer. The fiancé directed this insult at my dad. What? What are you saying? Stop with the bad jokes. You've been running your mouth this whole time. But do you think we're just going to sit here and take it? Do you seriously think this is okay? Bad jokes? Ha, I'm dead serious. I don't want a middle school dropout geezer around here. It'd be embarrassing if people thought I had someone like that in the family. What's this? A threat? You can bark all you want, but nothing's going to happen. Poor folks like you can't do anything. I don't care about your approval. Now that I'm engaged, I'm in control. I'm cutting ties with you all for good. Mom was so shocked that she couldn't say a single word. What nonsense are you spouting? And he's the groom's father. How can you talk to him like that? Why are you saying this at a celebration? Are you trying to cut ties? So you tricked my brother, didn't you? You're unbelievable. And so, what if he's the father? There's no real connection anyway, right? What's this? Some kind of outdated parent child role play. Say whatever you want. My fiancé found his true love. That's all that matters. She sneered as she said this. Just because my brother isn't here doesn't mean you can talk like that. When he finds out about this, he'll call off the engagement immediately. That'll be the end of it. Are you okay with that? Ha! Like he'd ever believe you. That man is completely devoted to me. Oh, and don't even think about tattling to him. Imagine how heartbroken he'd be if he knew the truth. If you care about him, you'll keep your mouth shut. Now get lost already. I can't believe how confidently you're saying all this. Your attitude is disgusting. Do you even care about my son at all? Well, since we've come this far, I'll just say it. Of course not. Do you really think someone like me could love such a boring man? Then why are you even marrying my brother? Isn't it obvious for the money? That's the only reason. Being with him is so dull. It just proves no one else ever gave him the time of day. You've got some nerve saying that. I'll never approve of this marriage. It's over. What do you think my brother's life is? Some kind of joke? I'll never forgive you for this. I don't need your approval. And forgiveness, who cares? I'm never going to see any of you again anyway. If you mess up this wedding with your meddling, how do you think your brother will feel? He loves me so much, and if he can't marry me, he'll be devastated. Wouldn't that be ruining his life? Look, I want his money, and he wants me. Isn't that enough? Marriage is just that simple. Don't worry, I'll leave him as soon as I save up enough cash. Everyone will be so moved by how much you care about your brother. But honestly, I couldn't care less. It's so lame to be that sentimental at your age. Fine, we're leaving. Dad, visibly angry but hiding it well, stood up and said this. Dad, are you really going to leave? He said nothing more and walked out. For a middle school dropout, you're surprisingly quick to catch on. Good for you. Now take your whole family and leave already. Following Dad as he headed for the exit, Mom and I walked behind him. I glared at the fiancé, determined to tell my brother to call off the engagement. No matter what happens after I tell him, I can't let this slide as his family. If he stays with a woman like her, his life will be ruined. But as it turns out, my brother had seen everything and learned the whole truth. So, I've been tricked. Guess I shouldn't have just agreed to everything without thinking. I kind of suspected something like this, but part of me didn't want to believe it. What now? Do I go through with the wedding without saying anything? Or do I stop it, even with all these guests here? Maybe I should just act like I don't know anything. My brother stood frozen, unsure of what to do. Just then, a man in a black suit approached Dad and spoke. Boss, you're leaving already. Oh, she told me to get lost, calling me a middle school dropout geezer. I never thought I'd be treated like this. But it can't be helped. I can't make a scene and ruin the wedding. Still, I won't let this slide. She dared to treat me like this, and she'll pay for it. Who dared to be so disrespectful to you, boss? Even if you forgive her, I won't. Who? It's my son's fiancé, over there. I never thought I'd be treated this way by my son's future wife. And it wasn't just that one insult. She insulted our entire family, and she doesn't care about my brother at all. What? The fiancé. Hearing this, all of us, Dad, the man in the black suit, and I glared at the fiancé. The fiancé, overhearing the conversation between Dad and the man in the black suit, began to look visibly uneasy. What? Wait, you mean the fiancé, Susan Jones? The man in the black suit stammered in panic. It turned out that this man was not only the fiancé's boss, but also a member of the Williams Group, a Yakuza affiliate. The Williams Group was under the umbrella of Dad's Thomas Group. Because of this, the man, Taylor, had been acquainted with Dad for a long time and was well regarded by him. There's no way I'm letting this ruin my relationship with the boss of the Thomas Group because of her. Boss, you know her. The panicked fiancé turned to the Yakuza and asked nervously, You know each other, know him. He's someone who's helped me a lot. What on earth did you say to your fiancé's father? What's going on here? Oh, well, this is... The fiancé couldn't argue back. She owed too much to her boss. It was his recommendation that got her into Taylor's company, and he had helped her out financially more times than she could count. What's with the hesitation? Why don't you just come clean, say it loud and clear? I'm running a marriage scam. I don't care about the brother at all, not one bit. I'm only marrying him to get my hands on his money. Go on, say it. Wait a second. You know I've been serious about this. That's why I even paid for part of this wedding. I said you didn't have to pay me back since it's a celebration, but now I'm demanding it back. You said you felt bad that the boss's son was covering all the costs, so you insisted on contributing some. Were you pocketing the money for yourself? No, boss. There's an explanation for that. So you've been stealing money from your boss too. Wow. Just how obsessed with money are you? You're completely rotten. This really is a marriage scam, isn't it? It's not a scam if I actually marry him, is it? I've already filed the engagement and marriage papers. No matter what you say, we're legally married now. Nobody can stop us anymore. From here on, it's just between the two of us. Honestly, if you had all just left earlier, none of this would have come to light. And now the boss knows everything. Great job. Shockingly, the fiancé brazenly doubled down. All right, since it's come to this, I might as well step out. At that moment, my brother, who had been hiding and listening to everything, finally emerged. Brother, you were here since when? Is it all true? Shota, what are you talking about? There's no problem at all. Come on. We still need to finish getting ready, right? Let's go together. Grabbing my brother's arm, the fiancé tried to pull him away from the scene. Then why is Dad leaving? The wedding hasn't even started, and Mom and my brother are leaving too. Oh, that's because your father had an urgent work matter and had to leave suddenly. Your brother too. It's such a shame, especially on our wedding day, but it can't be helped, right? Let's go. What are you even saying? You're still trying to fool him in this situation, brother. It's all a lie. She's only interested in your money. She even told Dad to leave right now. Shota, I would never say something like that. That's terrible. I mean, accusing me of something like a marriage scam. Even if you're Shota's brother, I can't let that slide. You've never said anything like this before, but now you're suddenly coming at me. Were you against this marriage from the start? But it's too late to do anything now, isn't it? You just smirked, didn't you? You've got to be kidding me. What? You're scaring me, Shota. You believe me, don't you? The fiancé clung to my brother's arm, staring into his eyes. Of course, that goes without saying. The fiancé immediately hugged my brother, a grin spreading across her face. Brother, are you serious? How can you trust this woman so much? She's obviously lying. I'm not trying to ruin anything. I'm just trying to protect you. I reached out, intending to pull my brother away. Hold on, just wait. Don't worry. He knows exactly what's going on. I'm so glad you trust me. All right, let's go. We're running out of time. You came to check on me because you were worried after talking to your dad and everyone, right? What? Are you out of your mind? You think I trust you? The only people I trust are my family. Who said I was worried and came to check on you? My brother yanked his arm away from the fiancé's grip and glared at her. What are you saying, Shota? Are you serious? Sure, this might have been surprising, but everything you heard was a lie, a joke. Please calm down. The fiancé was speechless, stunned by my brother's sudden shift in tone. I've actually been listening from the beginning, behind the scenes, so I know all about your schemes. I can't believe you tried to fool me. That was close. I almost fell for it. I stepped out at the right time. Now I'm calm. But it's you who's panicking. What's got you so rattled? Oh, I see. So you overheard. Well, I guess I have no choice but to explain. It was all a joke, like a performance for the wedding, right? Everyone, back me up here. Are you still spouting nonsense? You really think anyone here is on your side? Do you think those lies are going to work? Cut the crap already. Shota, it's all lies, of course. I love you. She grabbed his hand, looking up at him with teary eyes. Ha, do you really think I'd fall for that? Just give up already. There's nothing you can say that will make me trust you again. My brother smirked while the fiancé looked down, clearly scheming her next move. Oh, so you figured it out. Honestly, I didn't think you would, since you're so clueless. But too bad, right? The marriage papers have already been filed, so it's too late to do anything now. You can go for a divorce if you want, but I'll make sure to get a hefty settlement out of you. Wow, how low can you sink? You think you can demand anything? If anyone's filing claims, it's going to be me. With that, the Yakuza slapped the fiancé. What the hell are you doing? You're just trying to stay in your father-in-law's good graces, aren't you? Pretending to care while only thinking about yourself. Don't lecture me. Besides, I gave you a little dream to enjoy, didn't I? You should be grateful. Why not consider the settlement money as a thank you gift? Oh, and of course, I'm grateful to you too, boss. It's such a shame. I thought you'd be on my side, but I guess I can't beat someone higher up, right? Ha ha ha. My brother suddenly started laughing ominously. What's so funny? Are you laughing at me? Calling me a dumb woman or something? Yeah, pretty much. Actually, here's the truth. We're not even legally married yet, so there's no divorce or settlement coming your way. What? That's a lie. You're trying to trick me. It won't work. That lie will be exposed soon enough. You said the paperwork was filed, didn't you? Paperwork like that is easy to fake. Honestly, I've been suspicious of you for a while. You were so pushy about getting married, yet insisted I file the papers alone because you were too busy. It didn't add up. So, I decided to hold off on submitting them. I wanted to make sure everything was legit first. Turns out trusting my instincts saved me. You couldn't fool me. Too bad for you. Right? Now you have no claim for settlement money. In that moment, my brother seemed like a completely different person to me. I knew it. Like father, like son, sharp instincts. You definitely got that from me. Wait, so you knew too, Dad? Then why didn't you say something earlier? You could have told me. You seemed genuinely happy about the marriage. But I had my guys look into her. Turns out, she's done this kind of thing before. That's how she ended up borrowing money from Taylor and getting introduced to a job. And now, after all that help, she's repeating the same scam. On top of that, weren't you stealing from the company too? What? How did you know? I took every precaution. This can't be happening. How could you see through it all? Who the hell are you people? Ugh, whatever. It's all out now, so who cares? It's not my fault. The boss never noticed anything. Little by little, things just piled up until there was no turning back. If you didn't notice, isn't that your problem? Wow, doubling down, betraying the very people who helped you. You wasted my son's time and deceived a subordinate I trusted. You're fired from the company, right, Taylor? Of course, I've had my eye on her for a while now. I was already considering firing her, so this is the perfect opportunity. What? So you knew I was embezzling company money? Exactly. At first, I didn't believe it when the boss reached out, but when I looked into it myself, it was undeniable. It's a shame to see you fallen this low. That's a lie. There's no way. And suddenly firing me. That's ridiculous. You'll regret it. Who's going to manage your schedules? I'm the only one who can do it. There are plenty of replacements for you. What made you think you were indispensable? What showed up? I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Can't we start over? I know you loved me once. That wasn't a lie, was it? I'll change. I promise, please. Trust me. You're kind, right? You can't just abandon me like this, can you? Kind? What are you talking about? I'm not a kind person. And I never forgive people who betray me. Most of all, anyone who insults my family gets erased without hesitation. With that, my brother grabbed the fiancé by the neck. What are you doing? Are you seriously planning to erase me? I'm sorry, I really am, please. I can't breathe. Let me go. If you do this, what will happen to your company? If word gets out that the boss does things like this, no one will stick around. Your company will collapse. Does anyone here support this woman? No, didn't think so. Which means I can do whatever I want. And the manager of this venue is one of Dad's friends. So your threats don't mean a thing. Let go. I can't breathe. My brother released her, letting her collapse to the floor. Cough. Do you think you'll get away with this? I'm a woman. Laying hands on a woman is the lowest of the low. Don't play the woman card now. Maybe you shouldn't underestimate men so much. What? You're acting like a completely different person. You think you're untouchable because of your dad. You're nothing on your own, just riding on your Yakuza dad's coattails. Well, let me tell you, if I really tried, there are plenty of men who'd protect me in an instant. Then go ahead and call whoever you want. I'll deal with them. You can even bring them here right now, or we can all head over to them. What's it gonna be? Well, let me guess. There's no one, right? No one gives you the time of day. Why would anyone stick around for a woman who only sees men as money bags? As for your punishment, it won't just be getting fired. What do you prefer? I could make you disappear, but I think I'd rather make you suffer slowly. Punishment isn't getting fired enough. What more could you possibly want? Oh, you wanted money, didn't you? My son doesn't need it, but thanks to you, the wedding's ruined. You embarrassed him and caused a mess. Plus, the money Taylor lent has to be repaid. You'll pay him back and give my son $50,000. We had to invite guests too, so as the boss, I need to make amends. That's a small price to pay. Honestly, I could ask for more. Where would I get that kind of money? If I had it, I'd want it for myself. You're taking away my jobs and demanding money. Are you even human? How can a big organization like yours stoop to this level and you keep saying your son, but he's not even related to you? He's a seat low, drowning in cash, isn't he? You really haven't learned, have you? Have you even apologized to my brother once? I could turn you over to the police for marriage fraud, you know? Please, no. That would ruin my life, Shoda. You wouldn't really go that far, would you? Are you just putting on a show for your family? You're acting like a completely different person. The wedding's about to start, and your guests are already here. Are you sure you want them to see you like this? Let's just pretend none of this happened and go through with the wedding. We can still make it work. I know we can. Yeah, you might be right. If we go through with the wedding, no one would know about any of this. And maybe you'd finally learn your lesson and never try this again. Exactly. I promise I'll change. Maybe losing my job was a blessing in disguise. I can fully support you now. The fiancé leaned forward, grinning as if she'd won. Did you really think I'd say that? You had that "I've won" look on your face just now. What a joke. Did you honestly think I'd fall for that? You're a ridiculous woman. What happens to you is none of my concern. I'm not scared of anything. Don't worry about the guests. I'll take care of it. You should be more worried about what's going to happen to you. By the way, no one else is coming here. I already had my guys contact the guests. You underestimated the Thomas group. We can do anything. What? When did you do that? But I don't have a single penny to my name. There's no way I can pay $50,000 or cover the costs here. You're the CO. You should pay as planned. If we just go through with the wedding, none of this would matter. Who's the real fool here? You'll never marry someone as beautiful as me again. Fine, I'm leaving. No point in staying if there's no wedding. Goodbye. What an obnoxious woman. No remorse at all. Maybe I was too soft. I should have scared her even more. Dad pulled out a self-defense knife and pointed it at the fiancé. What are you planning to do? I'm sorry, really. I've learned my lesson, please. Put that away. Learned your lesson, where all I hear is you running your mouth. Saying you don't have money isn't going to cut it. Figure it out and get the money. You're a woman. There are ways, aren't there though? I doubt someone like you can manage it. Or, if you absolutely refuse to pay, then I'll end this here and now. So, what's it going to be? Decide quickly. I don't have all day to deal with you. Please stop. Let me go. I'll get the money, I swear. Just please, spare my life. I'm begging you. Too slow. You've wasted enough of my time already. Don't think this means your life is safe now. If you even think about defying us, you're done. Consider this a constant reminder that your life hangs by a thread. Got it? Yes, I understand. Oh, and one more thing. Apologize to my son properly. You can manage that now, can't you? I'm sorry. The fiancée clenched her fists tightly, seething with humiliation. Just "I'm sorry," and saying it isn't enough. Get on your knees, put your head to the ground, and do it right this time. I'm truly sorry. with tears streaming down her face. The fiancée gritted her teeth and repeatedly apologized to my brother, banging her head against the ground. Dad pressed the knife firmly against her neck and said, "Don't even think about revenge. The moment you do, you're gone. You can try if you want, but you won't live to see it through." "No, I won't. I'm so sorry." Then, from seemingly nowhere, Dad's subordinates appeared, grabbed the fiancée by the arms, and dragged her away to an unknown destination. The fiancée, unable to pay the $50,000, had everything seized by the Thomas Group. Her home was filled with countless luxury brand items. It turned out she was a shopping addict, obsessed with buying branded goods, and already drowning in debt. "I can make money easily in the nightlife world with my looks and charm," she boasted confidently as she started working at a club. But her arrogance and constant bragging drove away multiple customers, earning their anger and leading to her immediate firing. Stripped of her job, her home, and all her branded possessions, the fiancée was forced to work under the supervision of the Thomas Group to repay the $50,000. She now does grueling, dirty work she had never experienced before. As for my brother, he buried himself in work as if nothing had happened. He used the $50,000 to organize a party at a luxury hotel, inviting the guests who were supposed to attend the wedding. They enjoyed delicious food and beer while we, my father, the Yakuza, and I, apologized for the chaos caused by the incident. "Hey, big bro, stop sulking. Let's hit up a singles mixer." "A singles mixer? No way. I'm terrible at conversations, and I just bore whoever I talk to." "Come on, last time. You were like a completely different person, talking so boldly." "That was different. It was just adrenaline, or maybe anger. I thought I needed to act tough, like a Yakuza boss's son." "Big bro, just be yourself. Your kindness is your best quality." I kept encouraging my brother to join those parties. At first, he went reluctantly, but a year later, he met the love of his life, a woman he'd eventually propose to. At that moment, though, my brother had no idea what the future held.